realizing, you know, from one of my very closest friends that I didn't want to have a relationship with my son through a fucking plexiglass window, because the life I was leading was only going in two places, and that's prison or in the fucking ground.
It's 4:30 in the morning. We're about to head up to Marietta. Got invited by my buddy Taylor Kavanaugh. Thanks, bro. We're coming up there. We'll be there in about an hour to Marietta Metroflex Gym. We're gonna roll both vehicles, the G and the Lambo, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Gotta find my joint up on this bitch. I miss you. 3 times. Yeah. Sticking to the code, all these hoes for the street. I put it in her nose, it's gon' make her pussy leak. Pussy niggas told ain't gon' wake up out they sleep. You can't hear that switch, but you can hear them niggas scream.
We drove an hour away. We're down in Del Mar. Right here, we're in Marietta to come kick it with the dudes. Taylor invited me to work out with him and this crew right here. One of the dudes drove 5 hours. Proximity is power. You gotta be willing to get around those people and do what's needed to get there.
Whoa. Want it all, I won't leave a breadcrumb. Bitch, what I thought a nigga said some. Thought a nigga said some. G-block, all we know is red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. G-block, all we know is red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Nigga, all we know is riding in the back, it's a May, 32 shots in the K, Man,
Mobbing in the Bentley, smoking moon, rocks. Pocket full of motherfucking blue guap. Half an ounce in my Gucci tube socks. For the summertime, got a new drop. Trapper slash rapper slash bad bitch snatcher. Come here. Baby mama mad, she said you live like a bachelor. So what? Sold 100 pounds and gave 10% to the pastor. Church. Keep going up the ladder. They mad, make them matter. Told my son when I'm gone, you gon' be a rich little bastard. Pointers on me hit.
Getting better in all ways is the key, right? I never wanted to just be fit, jacked, and broke. I also didn't want to be rich and have no family life. You know, come home super late or never be able to see my kids. I wanted all of it. And you have to really have some mental clarity, paint that picture of how you want to live, and then as time goes along, you're gonna try some things. Things aren't gonna work. You gotta keep adapting, but keep pressing forward and keep clarifying and wiping the mud off that lens. And you start obtaining more and more and more. But you can do it all. Whoever says you can't do it all, bullshit.
All my old bitches feeling salty, yeah. In my D, I'm talking about why you doubt me, yeah. But I still miss you, can you call me, yeah. I heard ain't shit changed, that you still ballin', yeah. She used to bust them scripts for me at Walgreens. Smuggling narcotics was my calling, hey. Foes on the Mercedes, that's major. Whole gang going crazy, that's major. Millions on the table, that's major. I turn dirt into diamonds, that's major. You searching for fame. I became a superstar in the dope game. Found out you a hater, I can't look at you the same. She said, can she take a picture with my chain?
Big rocks jumping at my brand new Patek watch. Ice, baby, I got a whole lot. Nigga, you's a nobody. You ain't got nobody. See niggas, they know about it. These niggas know about me. Step up on the scene, diamonds bling these whole screen. Check a boy, Louis V. I'm so fresh and so clean. Stuff them bands in my jeans, slap them 30s in them things. Pull the trigger, let it sing. Then go smoke a Russian cream. I got money blue and green. Drop them racks on double G's. Yeah, I'm a Gucci fiend. Feel like Tarzan all these trees. I get so high.
Chest, shoulders, arms, no legs. Something I love about working out early is getting it done, getting it out of the way, but also a positive attitude I come home with. I come back home to my family. So even though I'd go on like field ops in the Marine Corps, or I'd be working construction, I still always worked out. Always, always, always. I got so routine to it, so disciplined to it that I feel like if I missed a little bit of working out, like jacking weight, you know, getting a pump, I'll get like negative, you know, like I missed it. But even though we're doing upper body today, we still got some legs. The secret to getting a really good pump is you gotta eat quarter pounder, double quarter pounder with cheese, and large fry and a Diet Coke the night before. Right?
Right. Dude, your tats are looking sick, man.
Thanks, man. I told you I freaking did all this.
Did you do all that shit on your upper body too?
Yeah, my whole chest and everything, same guy.
Fuck, bro.
This is just a different dude.
Dude, that looking sick, man.
Thanks, dude. This shit, I just did it last week. Dude, my guts are still swollen. Now I gotta finish all that.
Dude, we got some, I got some of the castle shit too, bro.
Oh yeah, it's on my back of my neck too.
Dude, yes, on the 28th, dude, I'm blasting the head.
No, you're not. Are you really?
Blasting the head, dude.
Oh my god.
So I'm
Are you gonna shave your head?
No, I'm gonna shave it. No, I'm not gonna do the top. I'm gonna shave it up to like right here.
You
And then
wild
he's doing,
bastard.
Like, negative skulls and shit all the way around.
Holy
And
shit.
then blend it in, and then I'm just gonna grow the hair down. And blend it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Oh shit. You done fucked up now. You done put two of America's most wanted in the same motherfucking place at the same motherfucking time. Y'all niggas about to feel this. Break out the champagne glasses and motherfucking condoms. Have one on us, alright? Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. Bomb the hooches with precision. My intentions to get with you with that and double OP. Dog, my fucking homie. Use a cold ass nigga on them all.
Showing up, I keep my hand on my gun, cause they got me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom, waiting on the outcome. Free Tupac is all that's on the niggas' mind, but at the same time, it seems they trying to take mine. So I'm gonna get smart and get defensive and shit, and put together a million.
What's up, Brad? So we just met
Yes,
out
sir.
here. Followed you on social media for a while.
Yes, sir.
You've been kicking ass, fitness game. We were a firefighter before this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I want to ask you some other questions though. So you got a freaking Merc tattooed on your stomach. You had
Yeah.
a bunch of cars in the past?
No, I haven't had any of my own yet, man. But this was actually my neighbor's car growing up, and it was always a dream car of mine.
Yeah.
So it was something I wanted to get blasted on me as like a reminder of like, this is a goal.
This is the goal.
You know, and it was like the sickest car I've ever seen, super clean, pristine, and he always took good care of it. He was always out like, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., Saturday, Sunday, wiping it down, cruising the neighborhood, and I admired that, like he had something beautiful and he was taking care of it. And I still intend to build and have my own.
Build out your own Merc? Is it a
I
Merc?
want to, yeah. It's
That's
a
the goal?
1950 Mercury Coupe.
Nice. Is
Yeah.
that still the target?
One of them. I got a couple, man.
What would be the go-to if like money wasn't an object?
Oh, dude, right now, like, I love 66 Chevelles.
Oh,
that's just
hell
like
yeah.
that's like my
Yeah, yeah.
jam.
I
Like,
had a
and
68.
I've always been a Chevy guy, so I want like a 66 Chevelle, all fucking badass, dude. I want like a wagon,
Pre-runnered out.
something.
I mean, pro touringed out.
Yeah, dude. The wagons have always got me too. I got a soft, weird spot for wagons because, like,
Yeah?
I want to fucking build it out to be this quarter-mile monster, but you could still throw the fam and the dog in the back. Fucking jet.
Sleeper?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Sleeper
cool.
build. C10,
Awesome.
man. But I don't know. I could go on about some cars that I want, man. I love cars. I was
Me
a
too.
mechanic for fucking 10 years before I started doing any fire or fitness coaching, life coaching type stuff. So that's definitely a part of my foundation.
For sure, we got a lot of common in that. And so when I was like a senior in high school, I was doing auto body and collision. Everything I could to be around cars. I was joking around with my wife. I was freaking riding my bike to 7-Eleven to get the Auto Trader before fucking internet times. Where you could shop online.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
That's
I've
what's
been a
up.
car guy since before I could get behind a wheel.
Yeah.
So that's my passion. So tell me a little bit more about what you're doing now, right? I mean, everybody sees you online. You doing all the burpees. You're getting jacked. You've definitely gotten good shape.
Thank you. Yeah, man. So a lot of what Reliant Fitness is it's, obviously fitness, nutrition based, but developing that mindset and implementing, habits for success. As much as I talk about fitness and nutrition, it is very much like a personal development course because the things that I implement and the things that I structure into my programming are the same things that I help, that help me become this person, this version of me. I dropped alcohol, dropped drugs, stopped being a fucking knucklehead, like left the whole, gangbanger mentality in the past and just wanted to be like a legit dude doing good things and bringing positive energy into the world instead of negative energy.
For sure.
So the things that basically help me get to where I am now is what I've structured and implemented into my training, you know, and obviously the people that I work with, ultimate goal, make a big physical and mental breakthrough, you know, and as well as get in shape and learn some positive habits. But
something you mentioned off camera a minute ago was kind of how when we grew up, and just I think you and I have a lot of common with the cars and the tattoos and the mentality and things like that. But we idolized the wrong people.
Yeah.
So what was the shift that, you know, helped you kind of get through that, or seeing that there was a place where you could be successful?
So the initial shift, man, was like when my son was born. I was like 25 years old. I was kind of running, gunning for the wrong things in life, like idolizing those wrong people. And one of my close friends basically came to me and said, if you basically push forward in this life, like, we can't be friends anymore, because you're putting not only yourself and your family in danger, but now because we're fucking boys, you're putting me and my family in danger, and I'm not going to put up with that.
That's
and that
big,
was
man.
basically
It's hard.
Yeah, it was a huge check, dude. And I took it to heart, and I, you know, made some changes. The people that I was running around with and the things that I wanted, like, I let those relationships basically just die, you know. And it wasn't, I mean, it was a big foot down in the right direction, but it still took me a long time to really get my shit together. But that was the initial change, is realizing, you know, from one of my very closest friends, that I didn't want to have a relationship with my son through a fucking plexiglass window, because the life I was leading was only going in two places, and that's prison or in the fucking ground.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a reality check that I needed.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm still grateful for that to this day, and it's almost 10 years later.
Shoot, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's good to hang out with you out here, man. Good to meet you.
Hell
So,
yeah.
if someone let's talk about something else. When inside we were chatting about when you started Instagram, you started putting yourself out there. We're talking now on camera. A lot of people have discomfort getting on the lens, getting on camera, and it's a real awkward thing. And even when you start your social media, I know I dealt with it. I dealt with a lot of my, some people I would call it were closer friends or people around me kind of talking shit, like putting yourself out there. What are you doing with your time?
Yeah.
Kind of goofing off, you know, your bros at the time. What advice do you have for people that may be facing that or are a little bit scared to put themselves out there?
I mean, obviously it's uncomfortable to like put yourself in that vulnerable state, right? Nobody wants to get on camera and share some of their deepest, darkest secrets in front of the world to be judged. But the fact of the matter is like, we've all been through something in our lives, and whether we think it's small or big, there's a lot of other people that can relate to that, and they haven't necessarily found the answer or the way out. And what you have to say, your message, your story, could provide a way out. So you have to just suck it up and stop making it necessarily about you, or swallow that pride, that ego, and be like, someone needs to hear what I have to say. You know, because we've gotten into that culture, that tough guy culture, where it's like, suck it up, fucking deal with it, bro. And now look at us. You know, like, you have dudes who are struggling with these massive mental health issues because you've basically been told to shut the fuck up and deal with it.
Have a whiskey, brother.
Yeah,
You
drink
know,
it off.
Be a man.
Fucking rub some dirt in it, which is fine, dude. I'm all about tough
Oh, no.
love, man. But there's
exactly.
and it's made me a lot of who I am today. But there's a time and a place to like open up and make yourself vulnerable and deal with your issues head on, and that's kind of how you have to deal with them.
Isn't it harder to talk about that, especially with like having an ego with another dude? Like, we just met and like we could have totally been more egotistical, could have you know what I mean, like that. But like being real with somebody, and I think what happens for me is when I grew older, a little more mature, and then really just wanted to make genuine connections with people, there's no reason to fucking flex, especially when you've created something on your own. Like, now you've built a business. Do you feel more confident about yourself because you're being more successful on your own versus?
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily even have to do with the success. Like, I created somebody that I'm proud of.
Well, I would say that's successful, not just financially successful, right? Success in your version.
Totally, and that's a big part of it. You know, like, I see a man that I'm proud of and successful, you know, outside of finances, because I've acquired things in my process that make me feel more valuable, and I care more about what I want and the things that I'm pursuing versus what other people perceive me as.
Yeah,
you know,
that makes sense.
You know, I stopped caring what other people think about me and just doing the things that matter to me.
Well, I think that you said a minute ago about your content and how you've taken off with more of your social media because you've been more genuine, and I think that people can see that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, that's always been kind of the gameplay for me, man, is like the people that know me and have known me long before I'm doing any of this or putting any of this out there, like, I'm the same motherfucker on Instagram than I am in real life.
Same.
I'm not trying to be anybody that I've never been. I'm not trying to put on an act or a fraud. There's no duality. Like, the motherfuckers that know me know that everything I'm putting out and everything I'm doing is who I've always been.
Right.
It's just a new version of me, leaving all the bullshit aside and focusing on growth rather than destruction.
Awesome, man. And you attract like-minded people. You get around a community. Like, we got to hang out and work out today. You know, you drove, how far did you drive?
5 hours.
5 hours. That's awesome. I mean, Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's great to meet you, and I
you too,
appreciate it,
man.
and we
Been
look
a
forward to
pleasure.
connecting more.
Absolutely. There'll be definitely more to come, bro.
Hell
More
yeah.
to come.
You. Taylor Thrasher.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Taylor Thrasher. So people want to know, where does Thrasher come from?
So Thrasher, that was like probably 15 years ago, dude. I was in high school. I had a thrash metal band.
Yeah?
And one of my boys was like, oh, Taylor Thrasher. And I was like, oh, Facebook name. And it
Stuck.
just never went away, bro.
Yeah. How old are you?
30.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say MySpace name.
No, it was close. It was close.
Just
But I
asking.
think it was just Facebook.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah, dude. That's cool. That's
yeah.
cool.
Just silly screen name, dude. Stuck around. I mean, it's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
You know?
How long you been working out, getting in the fitness game?
Like 10, 11 years working out.
Yeah?
You know, and then, yeah, I mean, we talk about it a lot, bro. I did it wrong for the first lot of years. You
Yeah,
know,
I think
probably
we all
7,
do.
8 years, dude. I just wanted to be Rich Piana, eat more. So I just got fat. I was strong, but I just, you know, I had a lot of body fat on me. But yeah, a couple years ago, started trying harder to dial it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would track macros before, but it was like my minimum.
Oh,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
if I hit 35, then I'm good. Then anything else is a bonus.
I'm
You
getting
know
more
what I mean?
jacked.
Yeah. But once I kind of
I had a
dialed it
perma bulk
down-
phase for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long while.
Got strict with it, you know, it just started.
Yeah.
You look a lot better.
Oh, you look a lot better.
You look bigger, smaller.
You really do.
You know what I mean?
Lighter, 100%. We were
Yeah.
joking about it earlier in the gym. Like, the only thing bad about it is when you wear slap on the old t-shirt, you
Oh,
have to
bro.
get a smaller one so you look big again.
And me, I wear like 2XLs, so I just look like a little giraffe poking out the top of
Yeah,
it.
but that's kind of coming back, right? The big shirts, the pump covers, that's a thing.
I'm bringing it back.
You're
dude.
bringing it back. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. So you're a family man, right? You got
Yeah.
multiple kiddos or one?
I got 3 kids, 3, 4, and 6.
Nice.
And a wife. We've been married for 7 years this year.
Awesome, man. Heck yeah.
Going on 7.
Yeah. Any advice for people that want to? You've changed your life quite a bit, right? Recently.
Drastically.
What was the
dude.
biggest change?
So I spent 15 years in the construction industry, and I just knew, dude, talking to the old school cats, I was like, I gotta find my way out of here, bro, because the light at the end of the tunnel is dim.
Yeah.
If there's a light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What'd you do in construction?
I was a heavy equipment operator, grade
Okay.
checker.
Nice.
I started out as a carpenter. I would frame custom homes in Rancho Santa Fe, La Jolla, Fallbrook. And then, wearing bags every day, it hurt my back.
Yep.
And so I was like, if I could just run equipment, that'd probably be way better on my back.
100%.
I was super duper wrong.
Yeah, sitting in a chair all day.
Well, and I ended up with my bags on doing grade checking right off the bat. And I'm like,
shit.
I thought I was getting away from this. But
Yeah.
it was, dude, it was cool. It was fun. It instilled a lot of work ethic in me.
Yeah.
The getting up early, the long hours, just grinding, dude, getting dirty. But I just knew after talking to the old dudes, I was like, I gotta find something better, bro.
Yeah, there's no end in sight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, my progression was very similar. I was in construction. I was blue collar. I mean, I've done rebar tying, pulling mud, and I started in trim carpentry. My dad owned a construction company, so I've done every facet of it.
Okay.
And I mean, that's all I grew up. He still owns a concrete company. My grandfather owned excavation company, so I run equipment as a kid and everything. That's my whole life. And I mean, running your business kind of was the next evolution of owning your own construction company. So that's kind of the route I went. But what got you to make the leap from blue collar? Like what and how long ago was that?
Well, so I guess I'll take it a step back. I tried stuff.
Okay.
I thought I
You
was
were ready to do something
Well, I
else.
thought I was going to own my own construction company.
That's the next
Natural
progression point, 100%,
right?
yeah.
I was on a job, and this dude pulled up with a Mini X and a skid steer and a flatbed Chevy, and I'm
I
like,
can do that.
bro, and he was like 32 years old, freaking did a bunch of cocaine, drank a bunch of beer, and I'm like, this dude's awesome. I want to do what this guy does, you know? But dude, I mean, the barrier to entry is huge.
It is.
You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your foot in the door.
For sure.
I thought I wanted to
Tons
own
of overhead.
Tons of overhead, fuel. I thought I wanted a trucking company. You're talking like $1 million in startup costs because you
for
got to
sure.
buy more than one truck.
Immediate debt that's got to keep running, and if
Yeah.
there's a problem, you're not making money.
And like $10,000 a week in fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, maybe not that. And then I really love to cook. I was like, dude, my local area doesn't have a good taco shop, but we live in San Diego. This is like
Nice.
blasphemy. Maybe I'll open a taco shop,
yeah.
right? Same thing, dude. You got to have employees. You got to be there every day. So I started doing tattoos, bro.
No shit.
I love tattoos. I started doing tattoos in my kitchen, in my
Nice.
garage. I was like, I'm going to open a shop. But the place I wanted to open a shop, it was just landlocked, bro. And the only 5 places that were zoned for it and like approved already had shops on them.
Oh, yeah, you
I'm
know,
like, well, I don't want to open it anywhere else. And so I'm
right.
like, maybe I'll just do my own thing. And then, talking to Brad, I've been into fitness forever. I saw him at the mastermind with Wes.
Yeah.
And I followed him on Instagram back when he was very different,
Yeah.
and I saw him like just turn his life around. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he kind of gave me the rundown. I'm like, that sounds like a good fit. Because
Yeah.
I'm in the gym every day.
I'm already here.
Yeah, like I'm already doing it.
Make a few tweaks.
And then dudes at work are like, bro, you're looking way bigger than you did a couple months ago. Or you lost a lot of weight really fast. How are you doing that?
Yeah.
So I was already throwing out, you know, advice and like diet advice, stuff like that. So it was just a good fit.
Right.
Once I signed up with Brad, there wasn't really a question in my head like, oh, maybe this will take off. Like, this is a good side gig. Like, that was my main
You're
get
all
down
in.
from day one.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it only took me a month or two before I started identifying as a fitness coach that did construction on the side.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just knew. You know what I mean? But I had been listening to Grant Cardone,
Hell
Tony
yeah, there you go.
Robbins for like
Self-development.
10 years.
But not doing anything about it, right?
didn't know
Like,
what to
so
do.
many- yeah, you don't know what to do. I mean,
Oh,
that's
I
what
started
happens in the
auto
beginning.
detailing. I bought an auto detail van. That was
Yeah?
right before
so you would just go to
tattooing.
people's houses and freaking
Yeah.
detail their cars.
So
yeah.
so that was I was always hustling, right? I had
Right.
something going and nothing
You
took
want to
off.
make it happen, right?
This I was like, I know that I can scale this.
Right.
I know that this will take off, and it did.
Hell yeah. You working with clients now?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I have like
well, I
100
follow all your recipes. You put, like you said, you like to make food, man. You're in
Oh
it.
yeah.
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 So I love
it's
it.
the lifestyle, dude. I got like 130 clients active right now.
Yeah.
Helped a couple hundred people over the last year and the beginning of this year.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So my wife's off camera right now. I noticed that you're a family man too, like I am now. And is your wife on board with it? And how much of a difference does that make to have the whole family on board, bro?
So if
So
my
much
wife was
easier.
here, she'd be laughing because we met over a conversation of white rice versus brown rice.
You met, like
We
you're-
met over that.
Oh, really?
So like we were at my parents' house. She came over for a barbecue. You know, she had known my little brother or something like that. And yeah, she was over and we started talking about fitness, training, and literally white rice versus brown rice. She shot me a DM. She got into my DMs and was like, oh, this is what I was talking about.
So you don't know anything about
Yeah.
your insulin levels.
literally our first date was like a week later. This is crazy, right? Random dude from Instagram who I'd followed for Harleys. He was like, hey bro, party bus to Nitro Circus at Petco Park in San Diego. He's all, bring your lady friend. Tickets on me. I'm like, I don't have a lady friend. I'm like, oh, what about the chick from the thing?
Yeah.
So I shot her DM. I'm like, hey, do you want to come to this thing? Bro, we talked for like 7 hours straight. We talked about God, family, relationship, lifestyle, like where we wanted to go.
Laid it on the line.
First date, told her that day, I was like, I'm gonna marry you someday. I proposed to her like 3 months later. We got married like 6 months later.
7 years now, right?
Going on 7 years.
That's legit, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All that to say, she's on board with the fitness. She's on board with the food. We're standing there at the kitchen counter with MyFitnessPal open every night before dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm on a meal plan. But like,
Yeah.
we're always like, oh, I get this much rice tonight. I get this much chicken.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have ground beef. Like, it
That's
helps
exactly
a
how
lot.
ours is. Bro,
Helps a
do
lot.
the kids eat pretty healthy too?
They eat pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's huge for me. I mean, I see a lot of people counting macros, and then they're just freaking kids are just smashing fast food, and I'm like, man, you guys are just it's backwards. I think, you know.
It's not where I would like it to be. Like,
Yeah.
we still have chicken dinos in the freezer, which like
I mean,
irks.
there's some healthy options out there.
Yeah,
You know?
it kind of gets me every time, but I mean,
the kids put up a fight a lot of times, but if it's not in the house, it's a little easier.
that's the problem. So, but I mean, dude, they're ground beef and rice, you know,
Yeah.
chicken and rice. We'll throw a little Japanese barbecue sauce
yeah,
on there
that's
for
good
them.
shit. Me
But
too, me too.
they get down. But they're so funny, dude. My 4-year-old's like, Dad, like, check it out, you know.
Yeah.
He's all, this is on my program. I'm like,
That's
yeah,
what he says?
get down, little man.
That's
Yeah.
legit. You're gonna have to check out his Instagram. Too. No, but I mean, it's just so much different having family on board, everybody on board. It would be super hard. I can't imagine, you know, trying to go down this path of, and it's same for me in entrepreneurship. Probably you now too, joining your own business. You know, it's like I couldn't imagine her not wanting to be a part of that, and me being my own or being in my own silo of work, just entrepreneur stress and figuring it all out, and then, you know, her not wanting involved in that or not seeing that, right? And same with eating macros or getting healthier or getting anything in shape in any way or better development of your family and your life. You gotta have, it's so important to have your partner on board because they can just be that freaking crab that pulls you back in the bucket all the time. And I see it. How many clients have you ever seen that deal with that kind of crap? You know what I'm
Dude.
saying? You're like, bro, you got the biggest problems in your own freaking house. Like, it's bad.
It's bad, bro. And I mean, like, it's hard for me to crack because people are so different, you know? And like, I know myself, I know my old lady. Like, if we're not in it, you know, like, you need to convince us. You need to make it our idea. Because
Right.
if somebody else is like, hey, you should like do it this way, both of us were like, no. So it is a tough one for me to crack, but I always just say, dude, lead by example. Live
exactly
it
right.
every day.
Yep.
And eventually it's gonna take hold. Like, so for example, I stopped drinking last December, right? And my wife has probably had 5 drinks since then.
There you
She's
go.
like, it's just not, it's not the same without you doing it. I feel silly.
Right.
You know, and so she's just directly influenced by who she hangs out with.
That's exactly
the most.
how it works.
So,
100%. Absolutely.
Lead from the front, live by example, you know, and just stay consistent. Because it may take a while, it may take a year, 2 years, whatever. But if you continually stand by your word and stick to your guns, people are going to follow if they spend enough time with you.
That's huge, dude. I had buddies that like would want to get into entrepreneurship. They'd see me gain more success, would see me do some more with my life. Like, how are you doing what you're doing? I'm always wanting to take that leap, asking all these questions. And they're like, but my wife, she doesn't believe me. She doesn't think I'll do this. She doesn't think I'll do that. And I'm like, well, you have to look back at your fucking track record, dude. You've started 85 things and you've never finished anything. It's the same with fitness. It's the same with almost anything. You have to lead from the front, lead by example, like you just said. You know, stop hopping around and maybe she'll have some more trust. You don't even do the shit that you say you're going to do. And I always refer back to the whole New Year's resolution people that are always like, I'm going to do this. And they follow it for like 1 month or 2 months. And then they fall off. I'm like, how is your wife going to have any confidence to follow your lead when you're not really, truly leading? You know what I'm saying?
Right. A lot of times I'll get one of two things. I want to start with like 30 days, see if I can commit to it.
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah.
And then the other one is, I got to talk to my wife. And I say ha to that too.
Does she like the way you look?
Well, but here's what happens though. You haven't proved to her that you could do anything, dude. You haven't followed your word and anything that you've, you know, set your mind on.
Come home, complain about their job, complain about their life, don't do anything about it.
So obviously she's going to be like, no, babe, I don't think you should go and drop money on this because I don't think you can handle it.
You're not going to do shit.
Which is like super sad for me, bro. The
It is
fact
sad.
that there's men out there like, and that's the way that their old lady or their kids look at them.
The cycle continues, bro.
Bro, so I mean, dude, you have to be willing to nut up, put in the work, spend some money on yourself. We've all spent money on self-development.
100%. Oh, dude.
We've all put it, dude, hours.
I spend almost 6 figures a year now on business development
Yeah.
and other masterminds and getting people to come in with systems and processes on my companies. Like, you don't think that people get to a certain level and continue to spend money on stuff. It just gets more and more to surround yourself with the right people. I mean, Olympic athletes have coaches. I mean, professionals everywhere have coaches. So it doesn't matter what level you're at. You don't get to a spot and then stop. You know what I'm saying?
This is my opinion. I think the more elite you get at something, the more coaching and mentorship you need.
Agreed.
Dude,
Agreed.
Me and you could have one fitness coach, right? Who does the nutrition, who does the training program. But an IFBB pro bodybuilder has a nutritionist, a training coach, probably a body worker, you know, telling him the stretches and stuff to do.
Posing.
And a posing coach.
Yep.
Right? So and an NFL quarterback, same thing.
Yep.
Right? A little kid's gonna have one coach, maybe two.
Right.
You're gonna have an offensive coach, a defensive coach, a nutritionist,
Yep.
So the more elite you get at something, the more coaching you need. So for me, like, I used to make like 5 figures a year.
Yeah,
now I
same.
spend 5 figures a year, like you just said, on personal development, and I'm working on getting myself up to being able to spend 6 so that I can make 6 or 7.
Exactly, because you know it's going to send you to the next level.
That's how it
Yeah,
goes,
well, so
dude.
many times people they think they need to stop learning after school, or school was the learning lesson, and then they need to stop. And it's not like that at all. It's like you actually need to go probably unlearn a bunch of that dumb shit and actually learn practicality, how to make money, how to treat your family, how to be a leader, how to get in shape. You know, all of those things. And you do that the best way you can start. And how it started for me was meeting people at the gym that I would say, hey, how are you getting in shape? How are you getting bigger? You know, that's another thing that blows my mind in entrepreneurship. You'll see somebody successful or makes a lot of money and nobody asks, like, how are you doing that? Say, like, when I was young, bro, and probably you too, I went to the gym and I was like, dude, how do you have arms like that? How do you get bigger? When I was the young guy coming up to, you know, the other guys. So that's the progression, dude. That's how it works.
Yeah. No, I don't want to offend anybody with this, but it probably will.
It's
But
good clickbait. We want to offend people.
I train at a gym in Oceanside, Metroflex gym in Oceanside, and right next door is Harbor Freight Tools. The parking lot is the same, but you can point to a car and I'll tell you exactly where they went.
No, that makes sense. 100%.
And you know who shows up the earliest? Well, I mean, part of it is Harbor Freight doesn't open, but if you see an Audi, a Range Rover, a Cadillac, a Rolls Royce, there's one of those.
Nice.
The dude's going to the gym.
100%.
If you see the ratty pickup truck with the hood that doesn't match, the dude's 9, 10 times out of 10, he's going to Harbor Freight, dude.
Yep.
That's just how it is. And there's nothing wrong with like being a tradesman, being a mechanic or something like that. But I mean, dude, if you're still doing oil changes after like 30, 35 years in the game, and you're not managing employees, you don't have your own shop, you're not in charge of something, you didn't grow, there's a problem with that. Because we need growth.
Yeah, because you're not growing. Yeah, exactly, dude. You nailed it on the head. Well, awesome, bro. It was great to connect with you out here. I appreciate it. We'll stay in touch big time. We'll be shooting more content.
Thank you.
I just got done working out with everyone. Amazing crew. Had a blast. Now it's time to drive back and get some food. Get it.
I'm reaching in my motherfucking pocket. 5 G's cash and a modified whopper. I'm picking up this bitch, I'm in sack. Bonafide snow, guaranteed to make dollars. It's only 2